Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. First of all, you guys know the drill. If you guys could please smash that like button, I'd really appreciate it. If you guys could leave a comment down below, I don't care what it is. Super helps the channel out. Anyways, it is Tuesday morning. It's bright and early. We're back in the shop. It's actually snowing again in Big Lake. The last 2 days I've woke up to snow in Big Lake. By the time I got to Whatcom County, there was nothing, but it is cold and windy, so everybody be careful out there. Anyways, today in the shop we have our 2010 Infiniti G37 Coupe. Now, after this got dropped off, I immediately noticed an issue. Our front bumper cover, which we refinished last week for this with our new grille. I swear I double, triple checked to make sure that the bumper cover looked right, and I thought it looked right, and it appears to be the wrong bumper. Now, this bumper is for the car. I did verify that, but this is a sport model bumper. Now, this is a non-sport model front bumper. I'm not sure at some point if the bumper's been changed. The whole car looks to be probably refinished at some point. But the bumper will fit the car. The only issue is we don't have any inserts for this grille. So for now, unless we put some mesh screen in there, we will have to leave this open. But what's cool about this is this bumper actually allows for some fog lights. So he can upgrade to the factory OEM style fog lights in this bumper as well, because he wanted a front lip eventually too, so I'm sure he'll be happy on the fog light. The only bummer is we don't have grill inserts for this bumper, so I'm sure the grill inserts are fairly cheap. So we'll have to install the bumper and send him out on his way, unless we can find some mesh grill to stick in there, which I don't think we have. I think that's how it's gonna look. So anyway, it's kind of a bummer, but that was my bad. You got to be careful. Every model, they change, especially these days on the newer vehicles. There are so many different models, so many different features, and they change. I mean, you got adaptive cruise control, you got radars, you got all sorts of sensors and different grille options for sport model cars. This is happens easier than you think, especially when you do a replacement bumper. So I'm a little bit bummed. But it is cool that it is a sport bumper and there are more options for this bumper. So that's pretty cool. The only downside is our grill inserts will not fit the bottom. So they are gonna have to remain open until we get the correct grill inserts. He'll have to come back. We'll have to put it up on the lift, pull down the bottom splash shield, and hopefully pop them in. If not, maybe the bumper has to come back off. But super bummed, but it is what it is. So I just kind of found that out. So I'm still kind of absorbing that. Yesterday I did get our rear diffusers on the right-hand drive turbo Civic, and I absolutely love how they look. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but very subtle yet OEM looking, but it does help drop the rear bumper down to the same level as the factory rocker panel. I did utilize a factory OEM splash guard mounting hole. Once I mounted the diffuser with the 3M double back tape, I took a drill bit through the backside and I popped a hole through our diffuser, and then I put a clip and I ran a screw through there. On the bottom there's 2 points. I just did a self-tapping screw. If we ever remove these pieces, they'll probably have to be either bolt and nut or some other sort of fastener to help hold that in, because tech screws are kind of like a one-time use thing. Sometimes they don't hold as tight after you take them out and put them back in. But anyways, real simple piece. Super love how it looks. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Absolutely love it. Definitely gives it a little more aero style. I also took this car out to the Cars and Coffee meet this weekend, and I already got a rock chip. That is why if you want a really nice car, you honestly just can't drive it, or it's constant upkeep. Our front lip is still holding strong, looking good. And underneath, I had this up on the lift yesterday, and Mikey had noticed that my heat wrap is hanging off. Now, you can see the metal zip tie, it's still intact. So I must have rubbed enough to wear through this. You can even see my flex pipe. I honestly can't remember a single time where I was rubbing. I mean, I may have scraped once or twice here and there, but this car is really not all that low, so this kind of surprises me. And actually, when it did that, it got wrapped around my axle as you can see there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it got wrapped around my axle and busted my wideband oxygen sensor. So luckily it unplugs right there, and luckily our sensor was already bad, so we were already going to replace it. But I did notice on the way to work yesterday that the sensor was freaking out, so it must have been because the wire broke. So that's crazy. So we're gonna go ahead and get this cut off. We'll probably cut the rest of the sensor off. We'll get this tied out of the way for now until I get a replacement sensor. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do here. I'm thinking it might be safer just to wrap up the wrap and keep it tied about this high. So we'll probably get rid of it here. We'll wrap it up and put a couple ties here instead of going all the way back. It looked great, but I'm super bummed out that it rubbed, and I can't believe how much damage already happened to this flex pipe. So that kind of sucks. So we'll have to cut a few pieces of those. The pipe is still solid, so it's not a big deal. It's just more of like a reinforcement for the flexible part of the pipe. No big deal. But that would have been a bummer if that sensor was good. Luckily the sensor wasn't good, and it's kind of making me rethink the location for our O2 bung. So I might plug this and run it either further back or at an angle or something. So I'm not sure if I want it that close to the CD axle after I see what's happened here. After this wrapped around, it just took out the cable. So anyways, when Mikey gets here, he'll probably fix that right away. We'll get that down, we'll get it out of here. We'll also get these bumper replaced on the Infiniti G37. I still got to figure out what I'm going to do for these inserts. I'm not sure if we have anything laying around. I don't think we do, so it's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. I'll make it right. The customer will be pumped. You know, we'll either get the fog lights for them, or we'll go ahead and get the correct inserts, and I'm sure they'll be here within a few days to a week or so. So no big deal. Over here on the body paint side, we have a 2017 Honda Civic Sport hatchback bumper. Now this bumper is going to be the new sporty blue that Honda uses. It is a return customer. We do have a new fog light bezel and a new fog light kit for this as well, because she busted a fog light when she got in her little accident. But anyways, we got the paint for this. We're gonna get this blasted first thing this morning, and then we'll continue with the rest of the day. We also have Sean's EJ1 Civic. I didn't get it to touch this much yesterday, unfortunately, but today is the day I'm going to use the Porta Power. I actually took the hood off, but it's got to go right back on because I got to straighten the core support a little bit. So we're going to use the hood for alignment. We're going to mount the bumper, and we're going to push the core support out into the right position. Luckily, we have lots of Hondas here we can compare it to. We can pull some measurements if we need to, but we've done this many times. These core supports move like tin cans. So we'll get this core support as close as we possibly can, and then we'll proceed forward with prepping out the engine bay and getting it ready for paint. I'm also going to remove that brake booster and that clutch master cylinder. Now underneath the battery tray was some pretty severe rust from probably leaking battery acid. Anyways, if you can see, it's kind of black now. I went ahead and killed that with our Osvo rust treatment yesterday before I left. I also, in this cardboard box, took the battery tray and I did the same thing. It's still a little bit wet. You can see the liquid right there, but it's actually converted the rust to from like a brown to like a black, and it's basically neutralized it and killed it. So we'll probably let this kick for a little bit. We'll probably do that last, but we're just gonna sand the crap out of that thing and get it painted. You'll never see it. As long as we stop the rust, that's the most important thing. The rest of the engine bay looks amazing. Just that little spot, not too worried about it. It's all covered in the end anyway. But so there you have it on that. I got his fenders right there. We're gonna get those jams prepped. I have his underhood here. We're gonna get that prepped. His bumper rebar down there. We'll get that prepped. And let's dip inside the spray booth. Oh man. All right, now inside the spray booth, we have a Honda Odyssey. Now, what's unique about this Honda Odyssey is it's not complete yet, but it's actually manual transmission swapped. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, he's kind of made some sort of center console. I'm sure he's gonna do some more fiberglass work and finish that out at some point, but that's what he's got for now. pretty cool. He's a family guy, so he's pretty much trying to make the ultimate family mobile and make it manual transmission and have some fun. He plans on doing some exhausts and some other mods to it later, but as of right now, it's pretty stock looking. It's got the Thule roof rack, but it's pretty cool that he's manual transmission. Now, the front end of this thing was an absolute eyesore because the headlights were plastic and they've yellowed over the years. Ooh, you can see how windy it is. The butterfly on the exhaust stack is just freaking out right now. It's loud. But anyways, if you look right now, I have the front end kind of masked off, and I actually refinished these headlights last night. Now, not only do I sand all the yellow crud and crap off, we do a severe, we use a 3-stage sanding. We start with a dry sand. We use a little bit of a scuff pad to scuff all the edges, make sure we get our mechanical bond. Then I finished it out with a smoother, finer wet sand. I went with about an 800 grit. I don't like going any finer than that because I like to rely on a little bit of a mechanical bond still. And then we also rely on a chemical bond using plastic adhesion promoter because they are plastic. So we do apply a coat of plastic adhesion promoter, and then we put about 3 coats of high quality lifetime warranty urethane clear coat on the front end, and they look like brand new. So he's gonna pick this up later today. I'm sure he'll be super pumped. Look killer with a set of good like LEDs in there. So I'm sure he'll be happy. So we'll get that unmasked. You can kind of see, since I'm downwind in the spray booth, I didn't have to bother with masking the back half of the car. I just threw some 18-inch paper up and around the lights in the grill area. And when I was spraying, our overspray couldn't really go much past this paper about right here, and just got sucked out the exhaust. So anyways, there you have it. Those lights look brand new. I do have it on my agenda to show you guys step by step on how to do that. So if you guys want to see how to do that, hit that subscribe button, and soon it is one of my first videos I plan on doing. As soon as I have some time, I will get a vehicle in. Almost every car has faded headlights and can utilize that. Almost every vehicle I have and ever owned that has plastic headlights, I do that too immediately because it makes them look brand new and they won't yellow every 3 months. Don't waste your money and time on those over-the-counter headlight restoration kits. Those are only temporary fixes. Those are Band-Aids. They don't work. It's a gimmick. It's to get your money. It does not work. You cannot get that look with the over-the-counter headlight restoration kits unless it has a replacement coating. You can't do that with a wax, a compound, a ceramic coating, nothing like that. Now, those all work great. They all look good. If you detail your car regularly, it's fine to do that. But if you guys are looking for a permanent fix, this is true headlight restoration at its finest. I do offer this as a package. It does cost about $160 plus tax. And I just need your car for about 24 hours. So if you drop it off one day, you can pick it up the next morning. Mostly for cure times. So if you guys can see that, but she looks brand new. I've done that on all my vehicles. I've done that on my Del Sol as well. So there you have it. Busy day in the shop. Mike's bringing the GSR. He's got some bushings he's gonna press in the front control arms as well. We might get to pick a little bit at the trim. So we kind of have a few things. We're gonna start with the coupe, get that exhaust wrap tied up, cut the rest of the wideband sensor off. We'll get that lowered down. We'll hop over here, get this in G37 coupe bumper and grille replaced. We'll get the headlights installed. We'll figure out what inserts or fog light kits we need to order. I'll get them on order. I'll notify the customer of the issue. I'm sure it'll be super cool. I always stand behind my work, so it's not a big deal. He just won't have a couple inserts for about a week, but he'll be enjoying his fog lights, nice fitted bumper, and a sporty upgrade facelift bumper at that. So debadged grill, de-chromed, so he won't have his chrome headlights or chrome grill. So the only thing that'll be kind of left on his car is his wheels. So he wants to go for that blacked out look, which I think will look killer. So super pumped for him. And then I'm going to be, and then Mikey will jump over to the GSR, and then I'm going to be working on getting the Honda Odyssey unmasked out of the booth, we'll get this bumper in, we'll blast this, and as soon as that's curing, we'll hop on over to the EJ1 Civic and we'll get the rest of the booster, the master cylinder torn out, and we'll start prepping the hell out of this thing. So anyways, if you guys didn't see yet, I uploaded a video last night of the Bellingham Cars and Coffee. In the description of that video, there's a link to the Facebook group if you guys want to know about future events. So head over to that video, watch it, let me know what you think in the comments. And anyways, like this video, leave a comment down below, hit that subscribe button, we'll see you on the next one.
Ooh, like LeBron though, or like Bonzo. Ooh, I'm a baller, yeah, shot caller, yeah. They love me, you can't touch me, nah, can't trust me. I'm too lucky. Look at me, look at you, what you see, what you do.